Good evening, everybody. Last night at 7 o'clock, the street erupted in applause for our first responders here in New York. And I'm just wondering if it's going to happen again. Is that the way it works? I can't see what time it is. Here it comes. There it is. Hear that? That is New York's way of being, where's the camera? There it is. Copying what Italy did, but it's meant around here because we've really got it. Wow, wow. Wow, wow.
Very cool.
All right, Drew. Like a little village.
It did, isn't it?
Isn't that something?
Something.
Yeah, it is something.
Pretty cool.
It is. I'm going to go upstairs now. So I'll see you guys. No, I'll just go upstairs with you. You can take me upstairs. That's Drew Carey, lawyer to the stars.
The stars are trucks.
Right,
Chinese trucks.
right. Going up.
Here we go.
Thank you, Louis.
How you doing?
All right.
Trying to stay away from you.
And listen, if I lose you, I'll tune right back in when I get into the house, but it probably won't. Probably won't lose you. That's the 7 o'clock applause that's going every night for the responders, for the first responders. It's New York City. Everybody's in their rooms. Everybody's upstairs. She didn't like it. She didn't like it. What a crazy world. Annoying, I know. Nuts. But I'll be there every night. That's where our show's going to start. That's the way my show's going to start every night. Do-do-do-do-do. The lion. See the lion? Lionheart. Thought that up all by myself. I know. I'm amazingly creative. We're live. Okay, I agree with you. All right, I will see you in a little while.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Donna. It's okay. No, no. Well, hello everyone. I thought that was fabulous myself. But I'm a sucker for that kind of... Oops, maybe I should do my hair. I'm not getting a haircut till I get back outside. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Here we come. Here we come. Don't lose heart. That was exciting. I loved it. Now, what I'm going to do while we're sitting here, first of all, I'm going to put it sideways like that didn't do it. Let's try this. What do you think? Nice. I love the way it works. I'm just laying down now. I'm going to go like this. Oops, upside down. What a master. What a master of it. I've got to get on YouTube now. So that's what we're going to do. Don't worry, I'll get to it soon. Skip. Stream now. Something went wrong. I have to get it start over again. Anyway, that's the way it goes. I'll master this part too, because I'm going to go downstairs every night. Let's see. How do I do this? My wife was playing Dave Brubeck, his song about meadowlark, sweet meadowlark. And boys, that's sticking in my brain. Wow. Here it comes. Go live. Go live, young man. I think I've got to tell him what it is. I think I've got to identify the program. Yes, it's J. Leonhart. I think that's me. Live at 585. Live from 585. I don't want to mess it up. From 585. And let me see. Today is 3:30. 2020. So many numbers to play. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. Making a little go live. Oops, the light's too much. Got to turn that light around. Well, you having fun so far, everybody? It's been the best show of all so far. But that applause was really something. That's what they're doing. They did it in Italy and they're doing it here. Because there's a lot of people, as you can imagine. I'll move my lovely trophy. I just do that for fun. I think I do it for fun. If you didn't tune in last night, you know that that trophy was given to me in 1997. Siri all of a sudden just decides she wants to be in the act. Well, I'll hold it so you guys can see it too. I told you about this last night, but it's going to be part of it. It's my instrumental, my MAC award, Manhattan Association of Cabarets, 1997 instrumentalist singer Jay Leonhart. I won that in 1997. That's only 23 years ago. And but I can't remember. I'm not going to be. I'll have it for tomorrow. I'll get it. I've forgotten it. Nuclear has two sounds, and nuclear is feminist. Wait, nuclear is feminist. Way too. It's a funny song. I'll learn for it tomorrow. I get requests for this song, so I have to do it. Let me tell you something as we start the show. It's a little something I thought you should know. So I will tell you as we settle into place. It's impossible to sing and play the bass. You're a lovely group of people. You deserve the courtesy of knowing what you can expect of me. I've practiced it, but it will not be a thing, 'cause it's impossible to play the bass and sing, sing, sing. You see, the bass is fretless, it's not like a guitar. On bass you spend your whole life wondering where the hell you are. It's got no little markers, just a fingerboard so bare, and lots of notes which often are not there. And then when you start singing, you've got lyrics on your mind, and the notes on bass become impossible to find. To remember lyrics, melodies, bass lines, and chords is no less a miracle than Lord. So as I make 1,000 errors, sit there and be kind. Do not throw tomatoes at me, keep this all in mind. Remember this is serious, remember this is art, remember this or I will fall apart. Apart. Then I'd have to pray to God to come and intercede. And she'd only sit and laugh at my wanton greed. She made the rules for molecules, atoms, time, and space, and she knows it's impossible. To sing and play the bass. You go. You have to switch an octave down with the voice. It's all done by ear. There's no thought involved. It's do 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 do. You can see there's no thought involved. Do 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 do. It's singing intense with yourself. The interval, do, an eighth is an octave, the ninth is, and here's the 10th. 10 steps up the scale. The key is to know whether it's major or minor. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major. By this time, I used to be able to sing that easily, but now I want to get there. I want to go. Possible to sing and play the bass. This song was requested. Someone has heard it in the Tulip Museum in Amsterdam. This song, the Tulip, there was a book called Tulip Mania, which I loved because it talked about this terrible tulip investment bubble that occurred in Holland in 1620, can you imagine? And it was really tough for the people in Holland, the Dutch, because everybody lost everything. Like a real bubble, an investment bubble where things just keep growing in worth, and they're really not worth that at all. But you keep investing, and it keeps going up and up and up. I will be answering you all shortly. I see lovely little names popping up on both screens on YouTube and Facebook. But I want to finish this idea. This song occurred because I read this book about the Tulip Mania in Holland. I said, there's got to be a song. I really wanted a song about it. In the 1620s back in Holland, every Dutchman sang a song. They had all the money, all the milk, and all the honey. Those Dutch could do no wrong. That is until they fell in love with tulips, especially the more exotic breeds. From Amsterdam to Yonkers, the Dutch went totally bonkers, lusting for those tulip bulbs and seeds. It was not surprising that tulip prices started rising. They were in great demand. Soon the little tulip bulb was worth its weight in gold. Things had gotten out of hand. Very quickly, the average Dutchman sensed a golden opportunity, a situation he could not ignore. You buy a tulip on a Monday morning. Next day you sell it for much more. Very quickly, tulip speculation markets did appear where people bought and sold with great abandon. People would do anything to raise a little cash, anything to get a hand in. Soon the Dutch economy was all tied up in tulips. Prices soared into the sky. People mortgaged, bought and sold. They begged, they borrowed, lied, cajoled. They would do anything to buy. Gotta buy some tulips. I need some more tulips. What can I hawk to buy some more tulips? People bought and bought. Then one dreary winter morning, the purser rang the tulip market bell. Suddenly nobody wanted tulips anymore. Just like that, the market went to hell. Collapsed, succumbed, disappeared, disintegrated, vanished. It was adios, avida, saying goodbye. Now nobody had the cash to pay back what he owed. Adios, avida, saying goodbye. Something has to rhyme with buy, and it doesn't. Die, 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 die. The present owners of the tulips sat there quite dumbfounded. Gee, what do I do now? I owe a lot of money for this box of dirty tulip bulbs, and the only thing I own is like half a cow. The present owners owed the previous owners, who owed the previous owners. Liens and loans and IOUs prevailed. Now nobody had the cash to pay back what he owed because the tulip market had completely failed. So everybody started suing everybody else. What else could they do? Everybody started dragging everybody else to court. Those who escaped the wrath were few. After 20 years of legal chaos, the courts in Holland finally decided tulip debts were null and void and nothing was collectible. And that was the solution they provided. Folks, it's over, finished, done. Let's all just go back to square one. That's the deal. The song has now been sung. I don't care who owes you what, just go back to your little hut. Maybe clean some fish or scrape some dough. Tulips were disappointed. Things that turned out much worse than they feared. While everybody chased around looking for dirty little tulip bumps, the Dutch economy totally disappeared. Is there a moral to our story? Is there a moral to our story? A happy ending to this tale of woe? Have we learned a lesson? I guess the answer is no. Greed intoxicates us so. I fear the answer would be no, 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 no. Tulips, more or less, slightly altered from its original form because certain lyrics didn't fly into my head at that point. Requests on the West Coast, because they've, well, you'll see why. See, this song happened, was written because my wife broke some news to me that was astounding. After like 22 years of marriage, you can imagine that. She broke it to me gently over breakfast. She told me as we sipped our tea. I sat there dumbfounded at what she was telling me. How come this subject never came up? How come this subject stayed concealed? The woman who I married saw the Dodgers play at Ebbets Field. You must understand that as a boy from Maryland, I never saw no major league teams. To have sat beside her watching Reese and Cox and Snyder would have been the answer to my dreams. How come this subject never came up? How come this subject stayed concealed? Who I sleep with saw the Dodgers play at Ebbets Field. Summer nights I'd turn off the bedroom lights and lay my little head down on the pillow. I'd listen to the Dodger name games. I knew all the Dodger names, guys like Reese and Cox and Cofferillo. How come this subject never came up? How come this subject stayed concealed? The mother of my children saw the Dodgers play. She could see them any day. Saw the Dodgers play. She only lived, what, a mile away. Saw the Dodgers play at Ebbets Field. There it is. Anyway, that's it. I hope some of you got to tune in early. And you folks on YouTube, let's see, Alan Hubble. Hi, Alan, how are you? Matthew, trying to reconnect. Yeah, I've been trying to reconnect all my life. All these, and YouTubers just sits there peacefully. You YouTubers. So what I suggest you do is just go over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, and then, boom, 7 o'clock, turn on YouTube, and it's much nicer. I see sitting in the background a picture I want to show you, because I want you to figure this out. I hope my brother's watching. This is my brother and I. Let me see if I put it down. So this is my brother now. Now, if you look at the hands on the bass, I've got my left hand on the bass, and somehow or other, there's two hands folded on the bass, up above it. See that? Let me see. How can I make it? Oh, look at that. If I do it like that, Facebook looks better. YouTube looks terrible. So see the two hands? Well, what my brother did was my brother put his left hand around and interlocked it with my right hand, and and neither of us are smiling because we're trying to be cute. We're trying to be like serious. But if you look at the hands on the bass, something's wrong there. Something's wrong. Now, I must have been very young. I must have been in my 40s at that point, maybe just turning 50. And my brother Bill was, well, if I was 50, he was 55, something like that. Anyway, that's a funny picture, and it sits in my room, and I laugh at it every time I see it. Bill's a very funny guy. Anybody out there know Bill? John Prue! John Prue, you're watching. How are you? Hi, Tomoko. I see you there. Let me see. Where's the camera? Is this it here? Yes, that's it. So I want to look like I'm looking right at you. But John Prue. John is a fabulous piano player, singer that most of you know, and those of you who don't, you will. Hi, Valerie. How are you? Do you know John Prue? Tomoko, do you know John Prue? Siri, not Tomoko. Siri, I want you to go away. Stop annoying. Siri keeps popping up. I'm just going to go through who's watching. Everything's screwed up. I'm thinking of taking this thing off of Wi-Fi and using the telephone. My screen, mine too, everybody, mine too. Jay Ditamo, hi Jay Ditamo. Folks, I'm telling you, just go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel over there, and you'll have fault-free listening, watching. People, the Facebook is freezing, but YouTube is better. Samuel Martinelli just said that. It is really better. So listen, folks. Jean-Michel Reiser Beethoven. Jean-Michel Reiser Beethoven. Jean-Michel, tell me what your relation is to Beethoven. Marcus McLaurin, we all know Marcus. How you feeling, Marcus? Tomoko Ono Farnham is watching. Zach Schwartz is watching. Joe Cahoon. Valerie Leonhart is watching. Ron Vincent. Ron, you and that wine. I'm going to come over and steal a couple bottles from you. Oh, I can't sing. There's something that occurred to me. I don't really know, so I forget it. I'm not even going to bother it. I was working for Mel Torme at Blues Alley in Washington, D.C. 6 nights a week for 2 weeks. The very last night of the gig was a Sunday night. I decided before we do the show at 8 o'clock, I'm going to run down, I'm going to go take the plane shuttle from Washington to New York, do the Blue Note. I had a brunch at the Blue Note. Started at, I don't remember when it started, but I know it was over at 3. Jump in a taxi, go to the airport, get in a plane, take a shuttle back down to D.C. I mean, that's what you do when you have a steady gig. You don't want to be missing too many of them. I had the gig for 10 years at the Blue Note. 10 years. They gave me that lovely plaque back there. The black one. Not this one, this one. And then they gave it to me after 10 years of the gig. They gave me a plaque. I said, oh, that's terrific. That's very nice. Thank you. And then the next Sunday when I came to work, there was a big band sitting on the stage. I didn't know it, but that was me being fired. But nobody really wanted to call me up and tell me. I don't blame them. It's not nice to be fired. People don't enjoy it. But there's no nice way to be fired. If you do it, if you tell people they're fired, they hate it. If you don't tell them they hate it, you just hate being fired. So I don't think there's any nice way to do it. But this is when the Blue Note was going strong, and I took the plane up from Washington, played the Blue Note, ran to the airport, catched the 5 o'clock shuttle, and unfortunately the weather at the airport was terrible. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in an airplane at LaGuardia. The captain says there will be a delay. Oh no, this isn't good. You see, I've got to be in Washington, D.C. tonight to play for Mel Torme. Out the window of the airplane, lightning's crashing, winds are thrashing, skies are dark and rain is whipping by. Still somehow 3 hours from now, I've got to be in Washington, D.C. This plane has got to fly. I did not tell a soul last night about my little New York flight. I knew that I could make it back in time. But now it looks like Mel Torme made me play tonight without the bass. And let me tell you, that would be a crime. That would be a crime. Has finally run out. My warranty has just expired. Because if I am not in Blues Alley tonight at 8 o'clock and playing bass for Mel Torme, I will be fired. You see, I really like this job. We always have a lot of fun, and everybody gets along real well. We play a lot of real nice music. I get lots of solos. But now I'm going to blow it all to hell. It's going to be curtains with Torme. I'm very sad to have to say. I will be history. I will be gone. So as the plane just sits right here, I'll figure out a new career. But adios, Mel. I'll be moving on. I'll be moving on. Then around 6:35, the engines roar. They come alive, and seconds later, we are in the air. I begin to think that there is hope that I may somehow make this gig tonight. Oh, do I even dare? But God, the weather's terrible. We're flying right through thunderstorms, yet the captain just keeps pressing on. Now the airplane's diving, dumping, jiving, jumping, bouncing, bumping. I think I can see the White House lawn. It defies all understanding how we could be really landing, but at 7:30 we touch town. Congratulations, Captain. No, I never had the slightest doubt. Now, pardon me, I've got to get downtown. I get a taxi right away with absolutely no delay. I tell the taxi driver of my plight. Before we even settle down, he mashes that old pedal down. We fly to town as we make every light. Every light. 8 o'clock, we reach Blues Alley. I walk in quite casually, as if I weren't under such duress. I saunter through the restaurant trying to look nonchalant, but inside I am a total mess. I see the show has not begun. They're waiting for me. Oh, isn't this fun? I don't think I'll survive. So fully prepared to meet my doom, I walk into the dressing room and find I'm the first one to arrive. With all my worry and my fear, it turns out I'm the first one here. Sometimes life can be sublime. In spite of all the stress and strain I went through on that stinking plane, I'm the only one who's here on time. The only one on time. apologizing all the way. They're rushing around, they're in a panic like musicians on the Titanic. I tell them, fellas, it's okay. Everyone, including Mel, is rushing around upset as hell, while me, I am as calm as I could be. Here I almost blew this gig, I almost screwed up really big, but now I'm Mr. Punctuality. Punctuality. I was absolutely certain I would never make this curtain. This gig would be the death of me. I could feel the noose around my neck. I was a total nervous wreck, but now, Mr. Punctuality. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in an airplane at LaGuardia. The captain says there will be a delay. Oh no, this isn't good. You see, I've got to be in Washington, D.C. tonight to play for Mel Torme. I'm on time, and I'm going to play for Mel Torme. I'm right here, and everything's okay. And I'm going to play for Mel. So don't be Torme. I was wondering, does the bass still sound good, or has it gotten too loud? I'm playing louder. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm trying to play. It sounds pretty here. It's all this stuff going. I mean, it's still astounding that I can sit here in my living room, my music room actually, and play music, and can a guy in Sweden and some people in Japan are watching and listening. Now we see in Japan it's now, it's about 6, 7 in the morning. What? That's awfully early. Yet there's people watching. Okay, let me just see who's checked in since then, because I don't want anybody to feel neglected. You know, I don't want to feel. Hi Jay, the YouTube is streaming better. Silvertip. Oh. Your sister watches all the time. It's running through the family now. You see. Kristen Zito's watching, and now Laura Zito's watching. Michael Bennett is watching. Gary Anderson, out there in Las Vegas. Sunny here in the desert. Came into here, hear some sunshine from you. Now that is sweet. That's very nice, Gary. I'll take that 100%. Ed Rack. Ed Rack, I don't know if people can see that. Ed Rack owned one of the most beautiful studios in New York for, he says, mostly in the past. Okay. Casey Conrad, Highway, Casey. So that's me living in the past with my glories. I just like this little guy. All studio emergency occurred, and everybody who worked in the whole studio came into that control room, pulled out I forget what they call them, the individual channels. I don't know, but they were pulling them out and drying them, pulling them out, drying them, pulling them out and drying them. And you never saw anything like it. You never saw anything. I'm not in the studio. They dried them all off, put them back in, back to work we went. And I said, man, that was amazing. I mean, it's like they practiced that. Maybe they did. Hey, Craig Snyder. Craig, I still have your socks, by the way. I could use another pair, though. They're getting kind of worn out. So please. Fred Wells. Hello, Fred. Okay, it's back to work. But the socks I need. The socks I need. That's it. Fred's watching. Craig's on YouTube, so. I mean, they're getting fuzzy. See if I can remember this one. I'm going to try it. This was Billy Livornia's favorite song. Some of you may know who Billy Livornia was. He was a writer, musician, and he was Marlene Verplank's husband. And I worked for them, boy, a long time. Billy left us about 10 years ago, and Marlene died about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. So that's the way it is. I'm glad they didn't have to put up with this, although they had a great house in New Jersey. They loved staying home. But this was Billy's favorite song. It's my pork commercial. All over this fine nation, one food is catching on. People eat it night and day at the break of dawn. It is not turkey, pheasant, chicken, steak, or stork. It's God's gift to mankind, rich and fatty pork. Pork, the perfect substitute for milk and fruit and grains. Get some good old pork fat surging through your veins. From Maine to Albuquerque, from LA to New York. The world is getting down, pigging out on pork. People want their fiber, but we know what is best. Meat from little piggies takes forever to digest. Don't let doctors scare you with tales of cholesterol. Have yourself some greasy pork. Have yourself a ball. Pork goes good with, what's it? It's right here. Pork is good for kings and queens. It's good for you and me. Pork is good for kings and queens. It's good for you and me. So roll some little pork balls up and dunk them in your tea. From Maine to Albuquerque, from LA to New York. The world is getting down, pigging out on pork. Ah, yes. People who have energy are people who have fun. So gobble up your greasy pork beneath the noonday sun. Pork goes good with anything, any time of day. Why? Cookies made of pork fat will help the kiddies play. Chicken, steak, and starch are fine, but we need so much more. Why don't you just find out how much pork fat you can store? From Maine to Albuquerque, from LA to New York, from Stalingrad to Leningrad, from Wales to County Cork, from Churchill Downs to Chinatown with chopsticks or a fork. Yes, yes, the world is getting down, pigging out on pigging out on pigging out on pork. Pork. Billy always used to request that song. He always used to request it. In a little restaurant in Ireland, lots of jazz musicians in the place. Dizzy Gillespie wanders in, everybody knows it's him. Everybody knows his face. Dizzy walks right over to our table. There's lots of folks that he is glad to see. Dizzy says hello to everybody in the restaurant, except for me. He does not recognize me. He never does. He never has. He thinks that maybe I'm somebody's agent, or a dentist who is really into jazz. But I've worked with Diz on numerous occasions. We've played together 5 times at Carnegie Hall. But here in front of all these people I want to impress, I'm the one that Dizzy can't recall. I know he knows a lot of people. His social life is most complex. Every year he sees a million faces. The entire world is on his Rolodex. We all take so much pride in knowing Dizzy. Having him know you must feel so fine. How well I know the name John Burks Gillespie. If John Burks could only remember mine. myself have met a lot of people whose names I sometimes can't recall. I sense their disappointment when I don't remember them at all. They say, come on, Jay, we met in San Francisco. How could you possibly forget the deed? So I smile at them meekly. They get angry and upset. But I've worked with Diz on numerous occasions. We've played together on a TV show. But here in front of all these people, I want to impress. Dizzy doesn't say hello. Dizzy doesn't say hello. I'm the only one who doesn't seem to know. Dizzy doesn't say hello. That's better. Anyway, so Dizzy came in one night to a place I was working. On a ship. It was on a ship. We were on a jazz cruise, and he walks in, sits in the front row, and says, "I heard you wrote a song about me. I'd really like to hear it." Ooh. But what an honor, you know. Now that I think of it, what an honor. I got to sing it for Dizzy. And I went through it quickly. I didn't realize I didn't say anything bad, so I just went ahead and sang it. He got up on the stand, and I think Roger Kellaway was playing piano, and maybe Terry Clark, or somebody of that caliber was playing. And he shakes both their hands and walks right off the stage, and I'm like, but he knew what he was doing. And as a result, we became very good friends as a result of that. And whenever I'd walk into a place where he was playing, sometimes he'd stop the band and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Leonhart just walked in the room." So the Squeaky Wheel got oiled. Very, very seriously oiled. I've always known that I wanted to get closer to you. Do you think that maybe there is a small chance that this could happen? Please don't lie, cause if it doesn't happen, I won't die. It's just that I know we could wait forever if it seems impossible that you might give in. But do not worry about me, I am a survivor, maybe not a thriver. But somehow I managed, still it isn't pretty. Think about you only, wallow in self-pity. I get very lonely. Who am I kidding? I'll never need it. Woe is me. So I'll cool it. Perhaps I'll even try to struggle home without you. Fumble home without you. Take it easy. Just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. Or maybe I would just face facts and stop all this scheming, dreaming, trying to turn your head over heels when it is quite clear how you feel. I guess I like a certain sex appeal. But who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Woe is me. So I'll cool it. Perhaps I'll even try to struggle on without you, fumble on without you. Take it easy. Just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. Or maybe I would just face facts and stop all this scheming, dreaming, trying to look your head over heels when it's quite clear how you feel. I guess I like a certain sex appeal. But who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Woe is me. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's Tomoko Hall on the piano, Vito Leszczyk on the drums, yours truly, Jay Leonhart. When you look in the mirror in the morning, misery's your mistress and bad luck seems to be your wedded wife. Misery's your mistress and she's causing you a mess of stress and strife. Time to change your attitude and bring a little joy into your life, into your life. Time to change your attitude and bring a little joy into your life. Oh yes. Anyway, folks, that's really going to be it. I'm really going to sit down and just finish reading the rest of your messages to me. I'm going to put the little bass aside for the night. But thanks for letting me practice, because that's what I need. I got to practice all these songs. Got to keep them current in my head, because someday, we're going to get back out and start performing this music again for people who are actually in the room and not separated by such a big distance. So listen, again, I strongly recommend it. If you're on Facebook and you want to see it better, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just YouTube's, Jay Leonhart, and you'll see it and you'll subscribe to it. Thank you. Time to change your attitude and bring a little joy into your life. Change your attitude and bring a little joy into your life. Okay. Goodbye. Matthias Court. Jay, do you remember Thursday, September 10th, 2009, Marion's Jazz Room, Switzerland? I was there. Of course. I probably do remember it. I know I had a great time. No, that's the last time we were there. Bill Crow, I had the frozen screen at the beginning, but starting the show around 7:10. And if you want to see it, go to the Facebook show. Bye-bye. Okay. Christopher Lentz, bravo, J-Toll. Thank you, Christopher. I can't seem to make anything work here. Paul Pizzuti. Hi, Paul. Enrique Costa. Tomoko Onum. Thank you. John Korb is watching. Lizzie Thomas. Hey, Lizzie. Christopher Lentz. Bravo, Jay. Till tomorrow. Well, thank you. Now, that's very nice. No, I'm looking at the wrong screen. I'm looking at you guys. Very good. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to look at that to see how that video worked out, too. Okay. Video of the 7 o'clock applause. Speak to you later.